Special Wednesday night evening boys basketball contest. The Fort Atkinson Blackhawks at 4-1 from the Badger South are getting set to take on the Jefferson Eagles, currently at 2-16 from the Rock Valley North Conference. Again, this should be quite the showdown. It's the 11th battle for the paddle, started back in the 2010-2011 season. Fort Atkinson has a 6-4 record in the paddle games. However, the Eagles have now won the last 3. It should be an interesting contest tonight. Fort Atkinson Blackhawks coming off a tough loss last week after being laid up for 14 days for COVID restrictions. Jefferson has been able to skate by free so far tonight. However, picking up just 2 wins on the season for the Eagles. A win opening season against Palmyra Eagle before dropping 4 in a row, and then coming away with a win against the Clinton Cougars before dropping their last 12. Again, battle for the paddle coming up in just minutes. We'll bring you tonight's starting lineups after the national anthem.
To honor our America, please stand and remove your hat for the playing of our national anthem.
Again, welcome back to the 11th Battle for the Paddle for the Jefferson Eagles. Under first-year head coach Jim Altermat. In his first year, Eagles are at 2-16. However, Altermat does have one of the 4 Eagle wins as he was the interim head coach when the Eagles beat Fort Atkinson 63-48 back in 2011-2012. So Altermat looking to make win number 2 for the Paddle under his tutelage. They will start Hagen Miller, the 5'10 senior guard, averaging 11 points a contest, along with Braden McGraw, the 6'1 junior guard, also averaging 11 a game. David Knight, the 5'11 junior guard, with 6 points a contest. Joel Martin, the 6'2 junior forward, averaging just shy of 5. And Aiden Devine, the 6'3 junior forward, averaging 4 points a ball game. For the Blackhawks, under head coach Mike Hintz in his 12th year, Blackhawks coming to tonight 4-1 after starting out 4-0, dropping their last game to Wilmot after being laid up for 14 days in quarantine. They will start Carson Baker, the 5'6 junior guard, averaging just under 9 points a contest. Cade Cosson, the 5'10 junior guard, has played well as of late, averaging 5 a game. Grayson Wixom, the 6'2 senior guard, has 7 points a contest, along with Andrew Glish, the 6' senior defensive specialist for the Hawks. And finally, it'll be it'll be Drew Evans, the 6'3 junior forward, averaging 12 points a game, a career best 20 just a few weeks ago. Again, no jump ball here today. And the Eagles will take over possession on the alternate. They inbound it to the visiting and then alternate possession. It's Morgan or McGraw in the corner. His pass is tipped around and knocked out of bounds. Eagles will keep the ball, inbounding it in the deep corner. It'll be Hagen Miller. Gets it over back to Miller in the corner, tipped away defensively. Again, the Blackhawks this year more than any year, their defense has been absolutely outstanding between the quickness and just the reach and deflections of passes. McGraw gets it into the short corner, and it's stolen away. Evans gets it up to Wixom. Wixom left side over to Baker. Back to Wixom, spin on the dribble. Takes it into the hoop, down low to Glish, off the glass, good. Boy, Glish, a defensive specialist for the Hawks, has also been very good scoring down low. He's got 16 points on the season. McGraw loses his footing, and there's a foul called on Fort Atkinson.
Foul's on number 22, Grayson Wixom, his first.
Foul's going to go on Wixom. And it'll be Neitzel inbounding the ball in front of me. He'll flip it out to Devine, hands it to McGraw. McGraw's pass deflected by Glish. Again, Glish has had about 5 different tips. Last touch by Glish, so it'll be Eagle ball right in front of Coach Hintz. Pass deflected once again. Now the ball will be inbounded directly in front of Coach Hintz. Coach Hintz sporting shorts tonight. And a nice black hooded sweatshirt. Again, this is a makeup game from yesterday. These teams in the program are supposed to play. Portwood the steal. Down low off the glass is good. Andrew Glish has all the Blackhawk points. I wouldn't have won that as a prop bet, I'll tell you that, but Glish coming up big offensively and defensively. Down low, it's Devine. Devine gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Foul goes on Big Drew, his first. And Devine hits the first free throw, and the Eagles are on the scoreboard. Minute 33 seconds into the game. Second one by Devine is good as well. Cosson gets it inbounded to Baker. Eagles man-to-man defense. Baker guarded by Miller up at top. Baker brings it back to the spike line, now hands it to Wixom. Wixom over to Cosson in the corner. Cosson down low to Evans. That's going to be a bad matchup for the Eagle all night. And Evans lays it in and makes it look easy. 4-point lead 2 minutes into the contest for the Blackhawks. Miller over to McGraw. Between the leg dribbles, brings it back to the top. Now it's Neitzel. Neitzel gets it down. Short corner is Martin. Martin attacks. Kick out McGraw. Lost it. Shot short corner. No good. Cosson gets the rebound. Good job by the officials holding the whistles. Martin was all over Cosson. Now it's Baker with the pull-up jumper. Nothing but the net for the junior. And it's a quick 6-point lead, and we have a 30-second timeout by Eagle coach Jim Altermat. Again, as we mention every broadcast, it's a use it or lose it 30-second timeout due to the masks of the players and the officials. So Altermat realizing his team needs to quell a little bit of this Blackhawk run as they lead 8-2 in this 11th battle for the paddle. Fort Atkinson leads the series 6-4. However, the Eagles have won the last 3 in a row. We'll bring you some more interesting history from the battle for the paddle during subsequent timeouts. So here we go. It's 8-2. Fort Atkinson leads. It'll be Eagle ball. Want to thank Keys Chiropractic and Fort Healthcare for being sponsors for Fort boys basketball all season long. Neitzel. Neitzel on the drive, pull-up jumper from the weak side, rolls it in. Cosson blows by his defender, shot off the bottom of the backboard, but he'll go to the line for a pair.
Fouls number 4, Neitzel, his first. At the line, shooting number 15, Kate Cosson.
So Cosson to the free throw line. First one is just off to the right. Jackson Fenner checking in for Grayson Wixom for the Blackhawks. 4-point Hawk lead. Cosson's second one is short. Evans with the rebound. Loses it, and it'll be Eagle ball. McGraw, guarded by Glish, back out to Miller. Miller kick out to Martin. Martin back over to Neitzel. Neitzel faked, pull-up jumper from 12, no good. Baker gets it on the weak side off the glass. Looks at his options, now pulls it out. Baker over to Glish from 14, attacks the basket, lays it in. Boy, Glish doing it on both ends of the court. I know I mentioned it earlier, but defensively has been hounding McGraw. A couple of deflections, and offensively 6 of the 10 points for the Blackhawks. Neitzel in the corner, guarded by Fenner. Now it's McGraw. His shot partially deflected. And they're not going to say partially deflected. They're just going to say McGraw. Oh, now they're going to say. So partially deflected by Glish. The ball goes out of bounds. Jack Opperman will check in for Evans, along with Logan Keys. Neitzel on the drive, rolls it in. Neitzel 4 points, making it a 4-point lead for Fort Atkinson 4 minutes in. A lot of 4s in that statement. Glish's pass deflected, stolen. Neitzel back to Martin, thought about the 3, gets it to McGraw. McGraw tries to drive, Glish cuts him off. Now it's Neitzel, tries to get the pass down low to Devine, and it's deflected. Keys tracks it down. Glish over to Fenner. Keys wide open in the corner. Blackhawks going to kid it to him. Baker resets the offense. Coach Hintz calling a new set play. There it's Fenner. Opperman on the pick. Fenner gets down to the lane, rolls it in. Opperman with a nice screen, freeing up Fenner. Just a good moment for him to be able to get to the hoop. McGraw over to Miller. Eagles trail by 6 now. McGraw, pull-up jumper, loses it. Keys with the rebound. Baker brings it back to the middle of the court. Over to Glish, back to Keys. Keys didn't pull the trigger. Now it's Baker. A couple feet beyond the arc, no good. McGraw rebound, loses it. Fenner gets it. Over to Keys, right side, laying good. Logan Keys gets the lay-in. Largest lead of the night for the Hawks right now at 8. 5.5 into this first half. Opperman, Devine battling it down low. Miller over to Devine. He hands it off to Martin. Back to Miller. Martin over to Neitzel. His shot's deflected. It's about the 4th block shot by the Hawks, if not more than that. Over to Fenner in the corner. Fenner loses it. It's a scrum for it, and we're going to have a jump ball between Fenner and David Neitzel. Fort Atkinson should have the ball. Evan Dudzik and Scott Bukta checking in for Fort Atkinson. And Isaiah Hoffman checking in for Jefferson. Hoffman averaging 4 points a game. Bukta, hesitation dribble on the baseline, back over to Dudzik. Dudzik, left side, gets to the hoop. No good, but he'll go to the line for a pair. Dudzik had a great start to the season in the 60-41 win over the Reedsburg Beavers in the first time. Scoring a career-high 6. Now, I think there's some hesitation on what was happening, but Dudzik to the line for 2. First one, short and to the right. Second one, short and to the right as well, tipped by the Blackhawks. Eagle ball. 14-6, Fort Atkinson leads. 6.5 minutes into the game. Martin, guarded by Keys, gets it over to Phillips, who checked in. Shot on the way by Hoffman, no good. Rebounded by Keys. Keys gets it to Bukta. Bukta pushes. Bukta back out to Opperman, just outside the arc. Over to Dudzik, swings it left side. Fenner just inside the arc, drills the jumper. Fenner with 4 so far, and it's a 10-point lead, largest of the night. Hawks on a 6-0 run in the last 3 minutes. Miller. Over to Phillips, now it's Hoffman. Back to Miller, shot on the way, drills it. Hagen Miller gets in the scoring column for the first time tonight with that long-range bomb. 7-point Blackhawk lead. Keys, 3 on the way, no good, but long rebound by Dudzik. Bukta back in the corner. Bukta drives baseline, tries to kick out of Dudzik on the opposite. Fenner, jumper on the way, no good. And we have a foul on the Blackhawks. I believe it's going to go on Scott Bukta. That'll be his first, and that'll bring Wixom and Ryan Burke into the game. Austin Stice checking in for Aiden Devine. I believe Devine getting his first break of the day. Martin also having a seat on the bench as Ethan Phillips checks in. And McGraw. McGraw over to Hoffman. Back to Miller. Back up on top, it's McGraw. Swings it over to Phillips. Phillips guarded by Burke. Back to McGraw, now guarded by Keys. With Glish on the bench. Shot on the way. Dudzik with the rebound. Wixom looks to push it up to Opperman. Opperman's going to walk with it as the pass was just a little too far out in front. Opperman tried to get it over to a Blackhawk player on the opposite side and just wasn't quite get the timing of the catch and pass. So it'll be another Blackhawk turnover. That's number 3 each team with 3 turnovers. 16-9, Fort Atkinson leads almost midway through the first half. Martin, spin move, off the glass too strong. Driving is Burke over to Evans. Little hook shot, no good, and it's rebounded by Martin. Martin up to McGraw. McGraw is going to either walk with it or get the foul on Wixom. It'll be get the foul called on Wixom. That's a tough one on Wixom as McGraw was kind of losing the ball right before the contact was made. Still a good call, though, by the official. Cosson checking in for Wixom. Baker in for Burke. Check it, Baker in for Dudzik. Joel Martin tries to get it over to Phillips. Ethan Phillips tries to get by Burke, and Burke will foul. So that'll be the first foul on Ryan Burke, team 5th for Fort Atkinson. Miller tries to direct traffic as he's guarded by Baker. Gets it to McGraw. Now it's back on top to Martin, back to Miller. Martin tries to shake and bake. Cosson stays with him. McGraw tries to beat Keys off the dribble, and Keys cuts him off. Now it's back to McGraw. Braden back up on top. Over to Miller. Down low, it's Martin. Little flip pass. Shot rushed by Phillips off the mark. Cosson pushing it right side. Hawks lead by 8. Check it, 9. No, let's check it again. 7. Baker. Shot halfway down and out. Rebounded by Keys. Put back good. Now it'll be a 9-point lead for the Hawks. I was just foreshadowing what was to come. 8 minutes to go. Blackhawks lead 18-9. Fort girls also playing at this time. A rare Wednesday night 4:45 tip. That's over at Milton. Again, that game was supposed to be last night, but due to the bad weather, school being canceled, games were made up. For the Hawks, it'll be 9 games in 18 days until the regular season ends. Shot on the way by Miller, no good. They're playing their 6th game. For Jefferson, they're playing their 19th game. Now it's over to Evans. Hawks have been shut down for 2 different periods with COVID-19 guidelines. Baker up to Cosson. Now it's over to Baker again. Burke in the corner, and we have a whistle off the foul. It'll be on Big Drew. That'll be Evans' 2nd foul, team 6th. Opperman will check in. Scott Bukta, Andrew Glish for Fort Atkinson. It'll be David Neitzel and Aiden Devine for Jefferson. So your 5 on the floor for the Eagles are McGraw, Miller, Devine, Neitzel, and Martin, the original starting 5. We're going to have a foul on Opperman as Opperman was banging down low with Devine. So that'll be Opperman's first. Devine misses the bonus free throw, so he'll be stuck on 2 points. He was perfect from the line up until that point. Baker, 3 on the way, no good. Rebounded by Glish. Shot fake, shot up, no good, but he's fouled. Andrew Glish continues his great game here tonight with that rebound. Nice little hesitation before going into the move. Glish makes it for 7. That ties a career high. Again from the first game against Reedsburg. Second one on the way by Glish. Nothing but net. So with that free throw, Glish gets a career best so far, and there's still a whole half plus a third. Jones checked in. Jose Osegueda Jones in for the Eagles. Down low to McGraw. Shot rolls off the rim. Glish with the board. Baker right side looks to push the tempo. Book the down low. He'll go to the line for a pair as he gets hammered in the shot. Foul's going to go on Neitzel, his second. And that's the 4th Eagle foul. Bookta's free throw rolls in and out. That'll bring Evan Dudzik and Joel Martin in for their respective teams. Second one from Bookta's no good as well. He'll get a tipped rebound though. Now it's back to Dudzik. Back to Dudzik. Nice pass. Loses it on the dribble. And the Eagles will take over, trailing by 11. McGraw hands it off to Jones. Skips it over to Gale. Gale back to Jones. Now it's McGraw. Back to top, down low to Devine. Devine, one dribble, power move, no good. Tipped rebound, Opperman gets it. Glish over to Bookta. Under 5.5 to go, 11-point Blackhawk lead. It's Keys. Now check it, Dudzik. Dudzik wanted to get to Opperman, but lane was clogged. Now it's back to Bookta right in front of the half-court line. Baker guarded by Jones. Glish, rare miss by the senior, and it's rebounded by Gale. 20-9, Fort Atkinson leads. Eagles looking to get their first points in almost 6 minutes of play. McGraw over to Gale, and we have a whistle. And that's going to wipe the three-pointer drilled in the corner, and it'll be a timeout by Jefferson. And that's about how it's going for the Eagles tonight. They finally get the shot made in the corner, but the timeout called a few seconds before the release nullifies the field goal. And again, as I mentioned, it's the 11th battle for the paddle. And when you talk about battle for the paddles, you're talking about a lot of history of the Fort Atkinson Jefferson Eagles and some big names coming up with some big games for the Eagles. Guys like Griffin Mailing and Zach Peachy and Clayton Morrison, Vinny Cicada, Ryan Brost, Ben Succo, James Minogue, all leading their team in these battle for the paddle games, which both teams want to come away with and keep the paddle for another year. And it's just a matter of which Eagle player is going to put their mark on today's game. Again, 20-9. Fort Atkinson leads out of the Jefferson timeout. Inbounding it will be Gale. Gale will get it in. Bookta deflects it. Can Bookta track it down in the corner? He does. Tries to get it in over, and he doesn't. Miller gets it down low now. Shot off, swatted by Jackson Fenner, and it'll be Eagles ball. But Joel Martin probably thought he had a wide open area. And next thing you know, Fenner came from nowhere and swatted it away. So Miller will be inbounding the ball on the baseline. Now turnover by the Eagles. Four and a half minutes to go until intermission. Intermission, we'll talk a little bit about the battle for the paddle, but we'll also talk about some exotic pets that either you may have had or that one of your friends might have had. Got a chance to talk to some student athletes today about some interesting animals. I've got a few of my own. A couple of them are coming in on Twitter. You can always tweet me at @Brett_Ketterman. Or text me if you've got my number. So Keys to the line, where he'll hit the first. Keys with 5 points tonight. Second one. Looked like it was going to be off the mark and somehow gets it to fall back. So Keys with 6 points. Last two, I should say, by the charity stripe. Under 4 to go. Fenner almost gets the steal. Gale will be able to track it down. Now it's over to Martin. Martin drives over to Miller. Miller guarded by Bukta. Back up on top to Gale. Gale tries to get it down low. Keys steps in and takes the pass. Baker up the floor quickly to Glish. Soft touch pass to Keys, and they're going to get him for a travel. Again, Blackhawks looking to push, and sometimes when you do that, you've seen that twice now where the Blackhawks, great job getting the ball down the court, and they just don't quite have the timing down on some of those catch and pass. And a lot of that's got to be due to just getting back into action in the last 8 days, I think. They were in quarantine from just before the New Year's. Got a few practices in, according to WIA guidelines, for suffering a loss last Saturday to Wilmot. First loss of the season. Hagen Miller's free throw bonus situation rolls off the rim. Keys with the rebound. Timeout by the Blackhawks. Again, Fort Atkinson using their use it or lose it 30-second timeout like the NBA has. And as I mentioned, it's the 11th annual Battle for the Paddle. Last time out, we talked a lot about the Eagle players making history for Fort Atkinson. Guys like Tanner Bose, Alex Bakken with a game-high 15 in the third game of the season, or the third game of the series. And you got guys like Clay Gerds and Tristan Shoup. Tristan Shoup, 24 points, the best of any Fort Atkinson player in these Battle for the Paddle games. He had 24 in a 47-35 win back in the 2014-15 season. Then you got guys like Connor O'Brien, Jesse Coots, and Gray Wixom last season leading the Hawks. Again, which Blackhawk player is going to put their stamp on the paddle? Right now, Andrew Glish, 8 of the 22 points. Blackhawks out of the timeout. Have a turnover. McGraw slips, gets it over to Miller. Miller shot on the way, no good. Rebounded by Fenner. Fenner having a good game off the bench. 22-9, 3 minutes to go until intermission. Kasson back to Bukta. Blackhawks have gone deep here so far tonight. Gone 10 deep. Kasson. Season opening, gets it to the lane, draws the foul. With 2:48 left. Kasson will go to the line. It's crazy to think it's only 10 after 5. These 4:45 games are wild. Kasson's free throw is good. Kasson in the scoring column after missing the first 2. Blackhawks on a 7-0 run in the last 8 minutes. Second one is good for Kasson as well. So Kasson with 24. It's an 8-0 run. McGraw Guarded by Burke, who checked in at the last dead ball. And it's Hoffman. Hoffman gets it over to Miller. Miller drives the lane, deflected, swatted out of bounds by Keys. Blackhawks coming into tonight's game with a height advantage, and it showed in some facets of the game, especially blocked shots. Hoffman over to Miller, 3 on the way, good. Hagen Miller, second triple of the night. In fact, Miller was the last one to make a shot 8 minutes ago. Blackhawks missed the shot, so their lead will remain 12. 3 on the way by McGraw, too strong. Cosson will track it down in the corner, and Wixom pushes it. Under 2 to go, it's a double-up score for the Hawks. Burke on the drive. Off Wixom's hand, back to Cosson. Cosson now to Keys, just inside the arc. 1 dribble fake. Burke, 3 on the way, is flat. Gets his own rebound, though. Beats McGraw to the spot. Now it's back over to Fenner. Fenner shot fake. Pull-up jumper from the elbow, no good. Tipped rebound into Devine's hand. Now it'll be Miller pushing it up. Over to Martin, guarded by Fenner. Right in front of the Blackhawk bench. Devine, kick out. Now it's over to Hoffman. Shot on the way is good. Eagles heating up just a smidge. 10-point Blackhawk lead with just over 1 minute to go. Cosson. Down low. Shot up and good by Cosson. Cosson with the last 4 points for the Hawks. McGraw. Shot off, no good. They're going to say foul happened before the shot. That'll be the 9th team foul, so either way, Hoffman going to the free throw line. Foul's going to be on Cosson. That's Cade's first. That'll bring Andrew Glish off the bench. Jack Opperman coming in as well for Burke. So is Carson Baker. Hawks going with a little bit more offensive firepower. Baker in for Wixom. Shot on the way is good. Martin is the first Eagle player to hit a bonus shot. Second one by Martin, off the mark. Glish hits the tripod. Doesn't roll under the table. I don't get to touch the ball. I'm on a streak of not being able to touch the game ball. I think I'm on game number 2. 40 seconds to go. Hawks with the ball and a 11-point lead. Glish gets it back up right side. Hawks with it. Baker back over to Fenner, over to Glish. Now Glish drives baseline. Little miscommunication between Opperman and Glish, and it'll be a turnover Hawks. Those type of turnovers are what happens, again, when you've had a few-week layover and you've only been able to get back to practice for the last week and a half. Hoffman, 3 on the way, no good. Shot, rebound tipped by Martin is. First time it's been a single-digit lead since the 8-minute mark. 5 seconds left. Baker to the shot. Off the glass, no good, and that's where we'll go into halftime. Actually, shot on the way. Hits the backboard. Off the mark, but Fort Atkinson will go into intermission, leading 26-17. Again, I'm Brett Ketterman. Glad to have you along on this special edition. This game was originally scheduled for last night. JV1, JV2 are all supposed to play. However, the winter storm kind of said, no, we're not going to let you guys play. So they were able to reschedule the varsity only to tonight. And with the 4:45 tip, that's where we're at right now. Again, it's crazy to think it's not even 5:20, and we're at intermission with the Blackhawks leading 26-17. 17. For the Eagles, they're led by Hagen Miller, 6, 4 by David Neitzel, 3 by Joel Martin, 2 for Isaiah Hoffman, and Aiden Devine for their 17 points. For the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks, they were led by Andrew Glish with a career-high 8 points so far, 6 by Logan Keys, 4 by Cade Cosson, 4 by Jackson Fenner, 2 by Drew Evans, and 2 by Carson Baker, as the Hawks get 26 points in that first half. They were led on that 8-0 run in nearly 8 minutes midway through the first half that went from a 16-9 game to have the Blackhawks kind of pull ahead 24-9. However, a couple of baskets by Neitzel and some free throws by Devine kind of cut that lead down to single digits before the Hawks would get back on board, again leading 26-17 at the intermission. It's the 11th annual Battle for the Paddle. Fort Atkinson 6-4 in those games, however lost the last 3, so they're looking to break that streak here tonight and have looked good doing so. Again, as it's our halftime show, it's now talking about exotic pets. I had a chance to sit down and talk to some student athletes and get some texts from them and chatted with a few of them, and you would be shocked at what kind of animals are out there. You know, I remember as a kid I grew up with 2 dogs, first Maggie, then Cagney. Then my wife Martha and I got a dachshund named Jack. Love a dog. I'm a dog guy, not a cat guy. So dogs all day, every day. Don't at me, just I'm a dog guy. But once we had kids, we've had animals ranging from little turtles. Probably the most unique one I've had was we had 2 mice. We named them Tina and Lucy. Now anybody that grew up watching Barney know that Tina and Lucy were 2 of the main characters in the old PBS Barney, singing songs and just generally being a purple dinosaur. So we named the 2 mice after 2 characters from there. So that's my most exotic pet. Someone I talked to, they said they had a friend that they wanted to make sure we realized it wasn't them, and I don't think they live in this area, but they said they had friends that have kangaroos, which I think are pretty sweet. Who doesn't like a good kangaroo? Someone tweeted at me, Jacob Onak, longtime friend. He's owned a chinchilla. Not really sure exactly what a chinchilla is, but I'm sure it's quite the animal, something. Someone I asked for exotic pets if they could say their brother, and they're not necessarily wrong with that either. I will say this, I knew somebody as well as someone else, we called him Uncle Chuck. Unfortunately just passed away recently, and he wasn't my uncle, but he's kind of one of those uncles to everybody, and he had, believe it or not, this was not recently, this would have been way back in the day, he passed away 90 some years old, so probably when he was in his 30s, I would say. He had an African lion and a mountain lion as a pet. I saw a picture of this mountain lion sitting on top of a refrigerator as someone was going into the freezer, just sitting there on top. Absolutely bonkers. And then you find out that, well, they had alligators, they had pigeons, they had hawks, among many, many other animals. But probably their 2 biggest ones were the mountain lion and the African lion. Again, Uncle Chuck, quite the entrepreneur, quite the animal lover. That was back in the day when you could probably get away with it. I don't think you'd get away with having a mountain lion or an African lion in your house anymore. City kind of tends to frown on that. Again, if you have any more exotic animals, go ahead and text me or tweet at me. We'll mention it throughout the broadcast. Right now, I think we're going to step away for just a little bit, and then we'll come back in about 3 minutes. Fort Atkinson at halftime leads Jefferson 26-17. We'll talk to you in just a few minutes. And welcome back to Premier Bank Gymnasium. It's halftime with just under a minute to go. Fort Atkinson leads 26-17. I'm Brett Ketterman, and on behalf of producer Sam Hess and the Fort Atkinson High School Theater Squad, glad to have you along. And if you're just joining us, we talked about exotic pets at the start of halftime, and since then, we talked about kangaroos, my Uncle Chuck's African and mountain lions. Since then, I want to give a special shout out to Finley the Chihuahua. I'm assuming that's an exotic pet. Chihuahua. We'll count it. Why not? Someone also tweeted at me that they had a little small dragon at college, and Wednesdays was feeding day. I got a lot of crazy college stories. Some I've told on air. Some I don't think I could tell on air. But none of them ever dealt with feeding some type of animal every Wednesday. So that's very interesting. Nice dragon in college. A lot of questions about that. I'm trying to figure out, did you take it when you'd go downtown? Would you take it to a class? What class could you take a dragon to? There's a lot of unanswered questions with that. I'll try to get the answers. If not tonight, by the next broadcast, which will be Friday night when the Blackhawks take on Edgewood. 26-17. Start of the second half. Eagles with the ball. We'll bring in Miller, McGraw, Neitzel, Martin, and Devine. Shot is missed by Neitzel, and the Blackhawks will start it. They'll have their starters out on the floor. Andrew Glish with a career best 8 so far. Grayson Wixom with the ball. Looks for Drew Evans down low. Now it's over to Cade Cosson. Carson Baker, the other Blackhawk starter. Cosson floats one in from 4. And the Hawks jump out here in the first minute of the second half. Come out in a trapping half-court defense. Dribbling out of it will be Neitzel. Neitzel tries to skip it. Wixom had it knocked out of his hands, right into Devine's hands. And Aiden Devine will lay it in. That's a tough break for the Hawks. It looked like Wixom had the steal, however, good play by the Eagles. Baker on the drive, baseline, going to the line for 2. Trying to get a score for the Fort Atkinson girls game as they are in contest at Milton. Baker's free throw rolls in and out. If there's one thing the Hawks have not done well today, it's from the charity stripe. Second one by Carson is good. Carson with 3 on the night. 10-point Blackhawk lead. Left side over to McGraw. Off the glass, Devine rolls it in and out. Loose ball, Glish comes up with it. Wixom up the side of the floor, attacks the basket, glass good. Wixom, first points of the game. I think that's what made the first half impressive with the Hawks leading 26-17. Baker had 2, Wixom wasn't even in the scorebook, Evans only with 2. Those are your 3 main scores, and the Hawks looked at ease on offense without them being a big contribution. Cosson attacks, draws the foul. Cosson had 4 points coming off of a 14-point game against Elkhorn and 12 in the loss to Wilmot. Cosson's first free throw is good. Want to thank Keys Chiropractic for bringing you each and every home Blackhawk boys basketball game, along with Fort Healthcare. Cosson misses it. 32-19. Fort Healthcare supplying a trainer and COVID-19 cleaning supplies and help draw the guidelines to make everybody safe. Finally, we're able to allow fans in the stands at the start of 2021, and good to see about 13 families. Everyone's allowed 2 parents in. So We're glad to see him. Fort Atkinson gets the steal. Cosson looks to break it, lays it in. Cosson with 9, and that will draw the timeout. After trading baskets to start the half, the Blackhawks score the next 6 points to lead 34-19. Again, it's the 11th annual Battle for the Paddle. We've talked about some players making their name etched in the history books for the paddle. A couple of games that jump into mind. Back in the 2016-2017 season, it was a double overtime thriller. Both teams, I believe, had a chance to win it at the regulation with about 20 seconds left and at the end of the first overtime before the Blackhawks finally came away with a 63-59 win. Connor O'Brien led the Blackhawks with 22 points. He's a longtime athletic booster here at Fort Atkinson, listening to all the games at college. Ryan Brost with 18. That was a great game. Another game that jumps into mind we'll talk about at the next time out, I should say. It's a great game for the Blackhawks, not so good for the Jefferson Eagles. We'll just say it involves the number 4. So coming out of the timeout by Jefferson, it'll be Miller, guarded by Baker, pick him up half court. Now back in their half court set, gets it to Martin, Martin loses it. It'll be Cosson leading the break again down the middle, shot up, no good. And a good rebound by Hoffman. Hoffman just beat Baker to the spot to get the rebound. Now it's back to Hoffman, left side. Back to Hoffman. Back to Miller. Miller jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Wixom. Wixom looks at his options on the other side of the court. Gets it back to Glish. Spot up 3, no good. Martin with the rebound. 34-19, it's Hoffman guarded by Cosson. Brings it on the dribble back to Miller. Now it's back to Hoffman with the nice bright lime green shoes. I like those. Looks to be the same kind of shoes as Martin has as well. Actually, now since I look, a few Eagle players with them. Back to Martin. Over to Miller. Eagles patient on offense. McGraw has been quiet. One of 2 leading scorers for the Eagles with 11. McGraw was held scoreless in the first half. Glish basically has taken him out of the game with his defense. Miller brings the ball back out. Tries to cross over on Baker. Now it's back to Hoffman. Back to Devine. Pick and roll by Hoffman and Devine. Now it's to Miller on the go. We're going to have a foul, but it'll be on the floor. So 34-19. Fort Atkinson leads. Logan Keys and Scott Bukta in for Glish and Baker. Eagles inbounding baseline right. In a line stacked. They'll get it to the safety valve, Hagen Miller. Got an update from the girls as they're at Milton. They're up by 10 at halftime, 29-19. Good luck to the Lady Blackhawks. Looking to pick up win number 7. Turnover by the Eagles. Cosson lays it in nice and easy. Boy, Cosson with 7 second half points. You heard that right. The Lady Blackhawks looking to pick up win number 7. They've had a few seasons where if you added up their win total, it wouldn't get to 7. Devine drops it in. Now just as quickly, Wixom on the other end. In fact, so fast, I just got done writing in my score sheet, and I saw Wixom laying it in, 38-21. Long range bomb by Miller, no good. Keys over to Wixom. Wixom tries to split the defenders, gets it to Bukta. Bukta, Evans, pick and roll. Back to Wixom. We have a walk. First turnover by the Hawks this half as they forced Jefferson into 3. Jack Opperman checking in. Josh Gale and Ethan Phillips for Jefferson. 38-21, 12-27 to go. Miller. Jefferson. Another turnover. Here comes Cosson once more. Looks to draw the contact, doesn't, and still lays it in. Cosson with 13. Want to give a shout out to all the families out there listening. Shot by Miller is no good. Jefferson with the ball. Some parents not able to make it. Special shout out. Some sisters at school. Special shout out to them for tuning in. Jefferson friends and families, glad to have you along for this 11th battle for the paddle. Hawks lead the series 6-4. Eagles have won the last 3. But it looks like this will be, Blackhawks will break that streak here tonight, leading by 19. Just over 11 to go. Bukta down low to Opperman. And he's going to get fouled on the bottom. Foul's going to go on Martin, his first, team third. Keys will inbound the ball, baseline right. Back to Bukta in the corner. And we have an illegal screen by Dudzek. That'll be the second Blackhawk foul. And it'll be Miller. Again, glad to have all you people out there either watching on Fort Atkinson High School YouTube channel or on the high school Facebook page. There's been a lot of weird things with COVID, but one of the best things has been the availability to bring people games that normally wouldn't be here. Longtime radio broadcaster, I'm sure I would have been here normally. I don't see anyone from the radio station tonight. That's one of the special things about being affiliated with Fort Atkinson. They've done a great job this year letting these kids get some athletic competition. And Keys down low. Couple of pump fakes, gets his first points of the half. Blackhawks have outscored the Eagles 12-4. And here we are, 42-21 out of the Jefferson timeout. As I talked about, it's the 11th annual Battle for the Paddle. We talked about the thrilling double overtime game, another great Blackhawk game. Came back in the 2015-16 season. Actually, the year before the thrilling double overtime. Blackhawks led at halftime 43-4. It was one of those games where no matter what Jefferson did, it just wasn't going to go in, and whatever Fort Atkinson threw up, that was going to go in. That game, Blackhawks were led by Dylan Bernard's 14, and Tristan Shoup had 11. For the Eagles, Matt Welper had 12 of their 19 points. It was a rough game for the Eagles, but I'll tell you what, the Blackhawks, one of the best games I've seen them play. Bukta partially deflects Miller's shot out of the timeout, and Fort Atkinson will have the ball 8 minutes into the second half. Bukta up on top, over to Keys. Back to Dudzek. Now it's back to Bukta, over to Keys. Fenner spotting up in the corner. Opperman pops out. Bukta guarded by Miller. Dudzik sets the screen. Gets the ball on the bounce pass from Bukta. Back to Bukta up on top. Hawks being very patient on offense. Up by 21. And we have a lane violation. Again, just the second turnover by the Hawks. Eagles have had 6 turnovers this half. Fort Atkinson, little pressure, full court. Dudzik on Phillips, bringing it up. Now it's Gale. Jumper from 10 is good. Gale is in the books. Getting the 23rd point for the Eagles midway through the second half. Fort Atkinson will have practice tomorrow and then have 2 games in a row, both here at Fort Atkinson. Dudzik, jumper from the free throw line, short. Opperman tries to save it. I think his sister Maggie would have been able to save that one. Jack just out of his reach. Anyways, the Hawks will be back in action Friday night against Madison Edgewood. And then Saturday, a quick turnaround, they'll take on the Burlington Demons, a 12:30 tip. Both games you can see on Facebook Live and YouTube. For the Eagles, their next game is Thursday at Broadhead. Before coming home to face Edgerton next week, the league leader, if there was going to be a Rock Valley champion, Edgerton in first place. And then the Eagles will take on Beloit Turner, who I believe was just cleared to play not that long ago, and then they'll have 3 road games to end the season. So again, the Eagles, a few more games left. The Hawks, as I mentioned, 9 games in 18 days. McGraw, back to Neitzel. Jones, guarded by Bukta. 42-23, Jefferson trails. Shot on the way by McGraw in the corner, and again, missed shot. Foul on Jefferson. Bukta. Now it's over to Keys in the corner, or I should say in the elbow. Opperman in the corner, shot no good. Eagles push, McGraw. Looking for his first points of the night. Pass is poked away. Blackhawks get another turnover. Down to Opperman, bad pass. Loose scrum, and the foul's going to be on Ryan Burke. Again, with a couple of games coming up, wonder if we've seen the last of Baker, Cosson, Wixom, and Evans. Fort Atkinson, another turnover. I should say force another turnover, and just like that, Jefferson forces another Blackhawk turnover. So both teams trading TOs, and it'll be Jones. His shot is swatted by Big Jack Opperman. Osteta Jones listed as 5'9", Opperman at 6'5". Give that possession to the 6'5". Jones over to Neitzel. Shot on the way is short. Opperman gets the board. 42-23, Fort Atkinson leads. Be curious if Coach Hintz keeps wearing the shorts if they win big tonight. Coaches are one of the most superstitious people I've known. Coach Hintz rocking the shorts and the black sweatshirt. Might be the new coaching apparel. Opperman gets fouled. Opperman tacks the lane. Shot no good, and it's rebounded by Stice. Left side, McGraw. Again, looking for his first points. Gives it up to Gale. Back to McGraw. McGraw spin move. Free throw jumper. Nope. Dishes it off. Shot rolls off the rim for Stice. And the Hawks get the rebound. It's Burke pushing it. Under 6.5 to go until the final buzzer. 42-23, Fort Atkinson leads. Keys momentarily loses it, and he's fouled. Oh, they're going to call the jump ball then. And we have a timeout, Fort Atkinson. Again, welcome back to Premier Bank Gymnasium. It's 42-23. And again, we've talked about it's the 11th annual Battle for the Paddle. When you talk about coaches, Coach Hintz has been involved in all 10, so his record is at 6-4. However, for the Jefferson Eagles, they've had 3 head coaches and 1 interim coach in those battles. Jay Benish, unfortunately, was winless against the Blackhawks in his 6 tries. And the other 2 coaches have a perfect record, although one of them will probably end here tonight. Greg Jeffries, who coached the last 3 years for the Eagles, coming away with those 3 wins for Jefferson. And the other coach, as I mentioned in our pregame, Jim Altermat. He was the interim back in 2011, 2012 for a handful of games for the Eagles, where they won 63-48. They had 4 players in double digits: Zach Peachy, Tyler Tabor, Max McGowan, Heath Renz. Blackhawks were led by Tanner Bose, but again, Jim Altermat, first-year head coach, but picked up a win as an interim head coach. Altermat, 17 years in the Jefferson Eagle program, all as a JV coach. All as a JV coach, finally got the step up here after Coach Jeffries went to another school. Blackhawks with a foul, legal screen. 42-23. Blackhawks full court pressure. Eagles will get it in, and now Neitzel will bring it up. Now it's over to Jones. Left side to McGraw. McGraw over to Martin. Again, Logan Keys, Andrew Glish. Shot on the way, no good. Keys gets the long board. Burke bringing it up. Under 5.5 to go. It's Bukta at the top of the key. Bukta hands it off to Burke. Burke gets to the lane, swatted away by Martin. Fort Atkinson will keep the ball as Hagen Miller will check in. Bukta inbounding, baseline right. Keys wide open on the screen, lays it in. Logan Keys with 10, ties a career high for the sophomore. We have bodies on the floor on the other end. Hagen Miller being aggressive going to the hoop.
Falls number 21, Scott Luca, his second. At the line shooting, Miller.
Miller hits the first free throw. He's got his first points of the night, or I should say second half. He'll get his second point of the half. Eagles' 8th point, and Jefferson will take a timeout. Again, when you talk about battle for the paddle, we've talked about the boys. Girls have theirs coming up Saturday, this Saturday, I should say, as the girls will have their 11th battle for the paddle. Fort Atkinson, oddly enough, has the same record in both the boys and the girls, 6-4. However, it hasn't been quite as lopsided as Fort Atkinson, or I should say, actually it has been lopsided as it was. Fort Atkinson winning the first 6 contests before Jefferson winning the last 4. So we'll see if Coach Mike Rosich can improve his battle for the paddle record at 1-1 as they take on the Lady Eagles Saturday night at 7 o'clock. That game will not be streamed, unfortunately, since it is an away game. So stay tuned. Check Fort Atkinson High School Athletics page for the streaming content from Jefferson. Fort Atkinson will turn it over. Down the lane, it's Martin. Count it. Oddly enough, it's the first and one we've had of the night.
Calls on 23, Logan Keys is second.
Martin's free throw completes the 3-point play. 5:05 to go. Bukta. Hounded in the backcourt, loses it, but is fouled. That'll be the 6th Eagle turnover.
Foul number 2, McGraw, his second.
Foul goes on Braden McGraw. It's the junior's second. And Fort Atkinson will take a 30-second timeout with 4:59 to go. Fort Atkinson leading 44-28. Again, you got to love the battle for the paddle. Jefferson does a great job of displaying the paddle. It's in kind of a hallway between their gyms. So you'll see whoever wins, I believe the paddle's here. I haven't seen it. But the winning team will get the paddle and pose for some pictures. Again, you talk about rivalry trophies. You can talk about Paul Bunyan's axe. But as far as Fort Atkinson rivalry trophies goes, nothing beats battle for the paddle. I know the baseball team does something for like battle for the bat. Doesn't have quite the trophy as the paddle does. It's actually a real canoe paddle. That's the great part about this. Fort Atkinson turns it over. And I believe each year is etched with the score and the winning team. And then the winning team gets to keep it in their school for the year as a pride trophy. McGraw, jump pass, turnover, Fenner grabs it. Good hands by Fenners. I don't think he was expecting that pass, and it was a bullet from McGraw. Fenner, back to Burke. Under 4.5 to go. Burke gets it down to the lane. Foul, and Burke will go to the line. Ryan Burke to the free throw line.
Josh Gann is third. At the line shooting, Ryan Burke.
Burke's first one is off the mark. Checking into the game, Croy Kukin. Second one by Burke. No good. Offerman gets it. No shot, no good. Kukin gets the rebound, and they're going to call the foul on the sophomore. Kukin, normally a top player for the JV squad. However, with no JV game, Coach Hintz has a couple of those JV players up. Looks like Croy Kukin is suiting up, along with Nathan Hartwig. Nolan Zacco. Sheldon Burnett also suiting up for the Hawks. Baker and Casson Baker, Casson, and Glish will all check in with 4:04 to go. For Kukin, Fenner, and Bukta. I'm sure we'll see them back in here not too long. Baker loses it. Nice job by Hagen Miller coming from behind. Taking it to the hoop, Martin. Shot is no good, but Martin will go to the line. Foul on the 6'5 sophomore Jack Opperman. His second. Miller's free throw is good. I should say Martin's free throw is good. Martin was 7 on the night. Opperman checking out with 3:55 to go. Second one by Martin is good as well. Ties Hagen Miller for team high. Honors for the Eagles. Cosson with the full court pressure. Over to Baker. Nice job between Cosson and Baker pushing it. Evans down low, loses it, foul. 3:42 to go. That's the 7th team foul. So Evans to the line, or 8th team foul. So Evans will go to the line for a bonus. Evans hits the bonus, gets the second. Can want to thank Keys Chiropractor for being a sponsor of all Fort boys basketball games. Evans hits the second one. Brad Keys has been a big supporter of Fort Atkinson sports for a while. Big booster member. Booster Club here at Fort Atkinson does a great job raising money for all the sports. If you have a chance, check them out. Become a member. Oh, now we have a technical. We have a technical foul on David Neitzel.
Technical foul on number 4, David Neitzel.
And it'll be Glish to the line.
At the line shooting, Andrew Glish.
Glish hits the first one. He's got 9 on the night. That's the first technical I've seen on the year. Second one on the way is good as well. Now Fort Atkinson will have the ball. It's always interesting when you get the technical foul and then the rest of the two teams just hang out behind the arc. See some of the players talking to each other. Pretty much everyone's holding their jersey, sucking wind at this stage of the game. Evans will get fouled. I'm going to say, call the offensive foul, call the travel, whatever you'd like. Either one would have been acceptable. That's one of the nice things I think coming away from this game is Drew Evans had been a huge part of the offense, same as Carson Baker. Hawks are going to come away with a double-digit win with neither one of those players having to contribute a whole ton in the scoring column. 3 on the way, no good. Rebounded by Bukta. Bukta up on top. Now it's over to Keys. Keys at the elbow, back to Bukta. 3 on the way. Too strong. Dudzik with the rebound. Back out to Cosson. Cosson looking to distribute it over to Keys. Under 3 to go. Hawks up by 18. Glish. Baseline drives. Reverse shot. No good. Rebounded now Lenz. John Lenz will be bringing it up the court for the Eagles. Long range 3. Drills it. Hello by Jose Osegueda Jones. Over to Bukta now. It's over to Dudzik. Dudzik pulls it out. Cosson. Shot no good. Rebounded by Lenz. Just over 2 minutes to go until the final horn. Eagle shot no good. Dudzik gets the board. Bukta pushing it. 3 on 2. Cosson. Hesitation. Shot. Good. Cosson with 15. New career best for the junior. 50-33, Fort leads. Out of bounds, another turnover by the Eagles. That's the 10th turnover this half. Sheldon Burnett checking in for the Blackhawks along with Ryan Burke. Tanner Pino for the Eagles. Austin Stice. Eagles hounding Bukta. Bukta breaks the timeline. Gets it off to Burke just in front of the short-wearing coach. As I mentioned earlier, we'll be curious if he wears them on Friday night. Superstitious. Burke, 3 on the way, no good. Pino gets the rebound. Check it, it was Stice with the rebound for the Eagles. Jones, 3 on the way, a couple feet beyond the arc, no good. Tries to save it as Pino, and he'll run out of room. 1:10 to go. Nolan Zacco and Alex Glish checking in for the Hawks. So Dudzek looking to try to get the ball. He'll get it to Burnett. Back to Dudzek. Burke running the point. Over to Zacco. Now it's Dudzek. Back to Zacco at the top. Burke gets it. Under 1 minute to go. Burnett sets the screen. Burke gets to the lane. Shot is deflected. Oh, so close to touching the ball again. So close. I needed the ball to have a little bit more backspin on it. So Burke to the line for a pair. And Ryan Burke will make it in the scoring column. 8th Blackhawk player to make it in. Eli Cosson checking in for the Hawks as well. Burke. Perfect from the free throw line. Blackhawks going 16 deep here tonight. Under 40 seconds. Pino, 3 on the way is short. Burke gets the rebound. Burke, between the leg dribble, keeps it. Now it's over to Cosson. We have a foul. On Andrew Glish. Not Andrew. Check it. Alex Glish. 25 and counting. So the Hawks will get the paddle back for the first time in 4 years. Check it, 3 years. Foul will go on Glish with 15 seconds to go. Going to the line will be Phillips. Phillips gets one to roll in. That'll be the 8th Eagle in the book as well. Ethan's second one off the mark, rebounded by Zacco. 10 seconds to go. Burke with the ball. Over to Eli Cosson. Back to Burke, 5 seconds. 3 seconds. Hawks almost lose it, and that is the final buzzer. The Fort Atkinson Blackhawks will regain the paddle for the first time in 4 years with a 52-34 win. And for the Eagles, they are led by Joel Martin, 8 points. Hagen Miller with 8. 6 by Aiden Devine. 3 for Jose Asagueda Jones. 2 for Josh Gale. 4 for David Neitzel. 2 for Isaiah Hoffman. And 1 for Ethan Phillips. With the loss, the Eagles drop to 2-17. Their next game Thursday at Broadhead. For the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks, the win will improve them to 5-1 on the season. They were led by Cade Cosson, 15 points, 11 in the second half, 10, a career best for Andrew Glish as well as Cosson. Glish with 10. Logan Keys with 10. 4 for Drew Evans and Jackson Fenner. 3 for Carson Baker. 4 for Grayson Wixom. And 2 for Ryan Burke for the Blackhawks 52. The Blackhawks will be back in action Friday night against the Crusaders of Madison Edgewood and Saturday afternoon against the Demons from Burlington. The Saturday tip-off time scheduled for 12:30. Friday's tip-off 7:15. Again, you can watch that game on Fort Atkinson High School YouTube and Facebook pages. For Brett Ketterman, producer Sam Hess, and on behalf of the Fort Atkinson High School Theater crew, we thank you for joining us today. The 11th battle for the paddle. The Blackhawks come out on top, 52-34, improving their record in paddle games to 7-4, and more importantly, winning it for the first time in 4 years. Stay tuned. We hope to have you a post-game show on a different stream, so stay tuned to this channel. We'll bring you a post-game show with Coach Hintz and a Blackhawk player to be named later. Once again, from Premier Bank Gymnasium, Fort Atkinson 52, Jefferson 34. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.